What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at what is happening in the rental market. It has been going bonkers for the last few years, and I want to be able to sort of point out what is happening, what are the causes of it, and what this means for you as a renter and what it means as you as a real estate investor. So let's get into some of these numbers and let's see exactly how bad this picture has really gotten throughout Canada. Hi, I'm Paul Sawhney. I am a realtor, mortgage specialist, and real estate investor here in the GTA. And my sole purpose of making these videos is to make you a better real estate investor. As many of you guys have probably seen, rental prices have been skyrocketing over the last few years. As you can see in this chart over here, rental prices have skyrocketed from the lows of approximately March of 2021 when rents were actually at $1,700 versus where they are today at $2,178. Now, these numbers are ridiculously high. There are some very scary statistics behind this, which makes this a very scary thing for all Canadians. Now, obviously, if you're a real estate investor, you could interpret this into some positive news because you are able to earn higher rental income. But obviously, during periods like we are in right now, where we have interest rates through the roof, many landlords can't even service the debt even at these rental rates. So traditionally, rental rates actually increase at just below 3% per annum. We actually had rental increases in 2022 at over 12%, and now in 2023 we finished off the year at almost 9% increase. That's 3 times higher than the average rental price increases. This equates to tenants having to pay an additional $400 a month. Let's just try to understand what has actually caused the rental prices to increase so drastically. So the first issue really is the population growth. So we have had over 1 million people just in the last year come to Canada. Now, the problem here is that we have got this very relaxed immigration policy, and we do not have the infrastructure to support that type of population. And now we're seeing this problem where there is so much demand for rental properties and there's not enough to appease to the demand. The other issue is really where we've got a 15-year low on home purchase activity. So we are actually not buying as many homes, and it's simply because there is not enough affordability. And this all stems from wage growth. And the issue really here becomes is that if we have rental prices increasing at numbers that are outweighing the amount of wage growth, there is no way that you're going to even have people affording to pay rent. And soon, many cities in Canada are going to turn into what San Francisco looks like right now, where you're just going to have a city full of tents. Quite frightening. And I don't really see us actually curbing this anytime soon. Now, even though our production of rental properties have been the greatest they've been since the 1970s, you have to consider that the population in 1970 was roughly about 22 million, whereas now we're pretty much double that population. So it's causing a very big issue, and I don't really see us catching up with the amount of inventory that is needed to squash this demand for rental properties. So now you as a real estate investor might be thinking, hey, this is a great opportunity because for the long term, rental properties are going to consistently be cash flowing or at least be making money for you in the long term. And you're probably right. If you as a real estate investor are looking at real estate as a tool to generate wealth, this is something that you should be considering simply because of what you're getting in return with higher rental rates. Even if we come down to some normal rental rate prices, the advantages of these higher rental rates are going to help you offset the costs of paying your operating expenses for rental properties. In this chart here, you'll be able to see exactly what has happened, especially for 2023, where you're seeing nil to very small growth in the provinces where rental rates are very high, and we've had a very high outflow of population going towards Alberta. And if you take a look here, you can see now that because of that outflow of population from the provinces that have had traditionally higher rents have now caused the province of Alberta, even Saskatchewan, to see rental rates increase over 10%. So you can see in Saskatchewan, we've got rental rates increasing by 10%, and Alberta has now seen increases of 15%. If you actually look at that and add the 2 years combined, you have a 30% rental rate increase in Alberta alone. Many of those people that actually invest in multifamily, the numbers look very good for Alberta because of the actual rental rates, and finding cash flowing properties is quite enticing. We have seen one very major trend which will at least try and help the situation when it comes to rent affordability, and that is the federal government has now incentivized builders by eliminating GST on purpose-built rentals. And the good news is some builders are actually changing direction from selling condo units to actually making those purpose-built condos. And they feel that they're making more money in the long term by building units and renting them out. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about what is happening with rental rates, and if you feel that they're actually going to continue to escalate for 2024. Do you feel that we're going to have enough wage increase to offset these rental price increases? My opinion is no way in hell it's going to happen. The Bank of Canada does not want to see wage growth right now as they are fighting the battle of inflation. We're going to have an issue where you're going to have the Bank of Canada fighting on one side to curb inflation, and on the other side, people need wage growth to be able to afford all their expenses, including their rent. But I have a feeling that the battle with inflation is going to be won.